on Twitter. Other games in Rhode Island tonight. Moses Brown is at Barrington. Rogers High School is at Lincoln. Portsmouth is at South Kingstown. Tollgate High School is at Johnston. It's Tolman taking on West Warwick in West Warwick. Tonight's game is also broadcasted live on WBLQ 1230 AM. Live and replays can be seen on Westerly.live and also on the NFHS network. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your Westerly Bulldogs.
Traffic crew, prepare for takeoff. Welcome one, welcome all. I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer, owner Shane Belanger. We have Lisa behind the lens as always. Together we are Westerly.live, your source for all Westerly sports. Friday Night Lights here in Westerly, folks. Sal or Jerry Field, the site for tonight's battle of two division heavyweights. Westerly coming off of a 34-18 non-league victory versus Charahoe, a Division III team, one below the 2B Bulldogs. And after the game, the coaches were disappointed with their 34-18 victory. They expected far more out of the squad, and adjustments were to be made throughout the week. I was actually told by the coach that if they play the same way this week, they're in big trouble. St. Ray's coming in 1-0 non-league with a 21-7 convincing victory over a Division I North Kingston football squad last Saturday. St. Ray's lost in the state championship last year and are poised to take another run here. Westerly is going to have to get off the ball quick and low, as the Saints have an extremely talented and quick defense. They rely heavily on the defense, having given up only 7 points this year, and that wasn't even an entire drive to give up the points. Can't be blamed on the defense. Offensively, we'll get into some statistical information as far as the Saints go as the game goes on. Captains are at the middle of the field giving some final instructions. This could be a postseason preview. It's extremely early. Bulldogs have a lot of growing to do this season, and the Saints seem to have started the season in full stride. The injury fund, the Saints have won the Saints will receive, Wesley won the toss, and the Saints will receive the opening kickoff. So game one of this season, the injury fund for the Saints was a 10-0 victory over Shea, Division I squad, and they did not give up any points, obviously. Having given up 7, that's a game and a half of football, 7 points given up, 31 scored. Both teams getting fired up here, folks. We are only moments away. And when I say heavyweight battle, this is a true test for your local Bulldogs here. Let them know where they stand at this moment in the division. We are going to stand for a moment in silence, followed by the national anthem.
Thank you. And now for the playing of the national anthem, our Westerly High School band.
We have a packed house on the home side of the field, but it's a mixed batch in the crowd. That always leads to a little added excitement in a game, mixing the crowds of two division rivals. And that's what we have in front of us. We are getting ready for the opening kick. Westerly will be kicking to the Saints. Now, the Saints rely offensively on a couple players. Their quarterback, Andre DePina Gray, you'll hear his name a lot out of my mouth. Running back, Moses Muse, and middle linebacker, as well as kicker. His name will be coming out of my mouth a great deal for St. Ray's. They spread the ball out quite a bit. 3 different players having scored their 3 touchdowns on the season. Westerly setting up. It will be Maine to kick for the Bulldogs. Here we go, folks. Friday Night Lights in Westerly. Weather is beautiful. Early season, huge test. 2 heavyweights here, folks. Well, Westerly wants to get their name added to the heavyweights. St. Ray's is firmly in for the season as a heavyweight. Their defense is stout, to say the least. Crowds alive. Beautiful fall day for football, night for football. Correction, there's the whistle. And the Bulldogs get ready, and here we go, folks. A huge night ahead. The ball's up. Squib kick, line drive. Tricky spin off the hands of number 11, directly into the hands of McCann Carter, who's going to take it up the middle. The gang of Bulldogs take him down, and they'll start at about the 25-yard line. First and 10. Good kick by Maine. Tough to handle. Ocampo, you'll hear his name a lot as well. Another running back. He couldn't get a handle on the opening kick. We will see the first of St. Ray's offense right here. Offense that relies heavily on the run, which is odd for me to say because back eons ago when we played St. Ray's, they were a 90% passing team. This year they have 298 all-purpose yards versus North Kingstown last week in their non-league matchup. They only had 15.5 yards of that through the air. So, Gray hands it off up the middle. Number 34 on the carry. The Bulldogs are ready for it. Fights his way forward for maybe a yard or 2. So DeBarros, the senior, with the first touch of the day for the Saints, who rely obviously heavily on the play of their offensive line, and right back to the line they go. Showing no huddle to start, quick offense. See if they run that all night, which inevitably wears down the defense. They got a good-sized offensive line for sure. Gray is calling out orders to his team. They're running no huddle off a wrist shot right now, but it's taking a little bit. So it's kind of like a slow, fast pace early on. So they're set up in the gun. We have motion, a belly motion. Handoff to, nope, fake, and it's going to go to the other side. Tough run, nice counter, and he's still on his feet, folks. Got to wrap these guys up. He's still on his feet. Big gain on the play. That's going to be a gain of about 18 yards. That's Moses Muse. You'll be hearing a great deal from him, as I said earlier. Tough running back, very tough middle linebacker. So right there on his first carry, counter to the far side. Right back to the line they go again. Not an overly urgent no huddle. Slow paced, but they're showing the ability at any point in time to speed up. Number 6 in the backfield. Several running backs touch the ball for the Saints. Gray hands it off to the far side. Bulldogs are ready. No gain on the play. In fact, could be a loss of about a yard. Number 6 I just checked in, Enrique Ross, who's an inside linebacker as well, dual threat. So thus far we've seen whistle on the field, player down. So St. Ray's has run 4 plays, and they've all been runs, and they've all been to different ball carriers. So they like to mix it up so you can't spot one guy, you can't shadow one guy, double team one guy. They obviously have talent across the board, and they're going to spread it out, even if they run 90% of the time. Moses Muse goes down. That definitely makes the St. Ray's team and fans skip a breath early on in this one. Gray setting up his team at the line again. still taking the calls in from the coach on the sideline, just not huddling. They all have wristbands, as do the Westerly players. Offensive in the three-point stance. Number 34, motion, fakes handoff, rolling to the near side, throws deep down the near side. Underthrow, we could grab that one. And he makes the catch somehow. Marley goes for the interception, mistimes his jump. That should have absolutely never happened. Not what Westerly needed to start the day. That was underthrown. I saw that from the shot. Went for the interception, jumped too early, mistimed it. Fell right into the hands of the St. Ray's receiver. That's definitely on the defense. 45-yard pass play to open up the passing for a St. Ray's squad that only threw for 15 yards in the entire game last week. Refs conferring on something, so that is triple what they threw against North Kingstown. You can kind of see why. The throw was short. Definitely a possible interception. Jump ball at the least, just a mistimed jump. And now the Bulldogs' defense is pinned back. Not sure exactly what the delay on the field is at the moment. No problems. We have a whistle, and we're going to get ready to go here. Bulldogs have 5 men up on the defensive line, 2 linebackers. Hands off to number 34, trying to get to the edge. Far side of the field, he's going to get there. Turns it up, but not before a good 7-yard gain on the play. That's Napoleon DeBarros. About 3 yards they need for a first down. Up from his defensive back spot, Gorman makes the play on the far side. However, they do lose contain and give up a long 6 on first down. So 2nd and 3-ish to go for the Saints. And they are starting at about the 15-yard line of the Bulldogs in the red zone. DeBarros and fake to him. Gray's going to take it himself. Cuts to the near side, but keeps it up the hash marks in between. Still on his feet, dragging defenders. That's going to be a first down. And I'm waiting for the spot. First and goal from about the 2-yard line. That is the quarterback, Gray, for the Saints. Right now, Westerly definitely reeling from that pass play. Have not bounced back early here. The crowd is already quiet. Definitely need some excitement. I'll give you some excitement, I promise you. I've seen a lot worse than this. We are moments in. Getting the call from the sideline. Definitely one of their power formations. Being overloaded to the near side. The ball splits the hash marks. Gray out of the gun. The snap, he's going to take it right up and shoot himself. Power his way forward. And he is in for the St. Ray's score. So St. Ray's capitalizes on the one error of the Bulldogs. 3rd and long, they throw it on the near sideline. A very short throw, very defensible, mistimed jump. Turned into a 45-yard gain, first down. 3 plays later, the Saints are in the end zone, draw first blood. The score, St. Ray's 6, Westerly 0, pending the extra point. 7:53 left in the first quarter here, folks. Lot of action ahead. The Bulldogs knew that they were going to have to come out ready to play today. The most frustrating thing, I think, that's going to be the case is that they knew they had to stop the run, and this drive, they just gave it up on a one big pass play. I said earlier, 15 and a half yards they had versus North Kingstown. They were 5 for 12 passing, average 3 yards a play essentially. So Westerly's defense geared up to stop a running St. Ray's team. Had a chance to. Now need to move on, move forward. Onward and upward they go. In this one, we are only 4 minutes into play in this game. 2 Division 2B rivals. Division 2A, the other side of the division, holds Rogers, Barrington, Coventry, Mount Pleasant, Lincoln, and Moses Brown. Division 2B holds St. Ray's, Wesley, and Mount Hope, who's up top again this year at the moment. 1-0 record, Classical, Tolman, and West Warwick. Bulldogs take the field in the return team here. Marley deep. Along. He is going to be joined by Greg Gorman. St. Ray's huddled up at the moment. So the Bulldogs are certainly going to have to get their head in it a little bit here.
Kicking for the Saints, number 7, Moses Muse.
Muse kicks. He does a little bit of everything for the Saints. The crowd's back alive. Back into this one, folks, as the Saints take the field. Marley deep to kick. He's a playmaker. And the kick by Muse. Going to be fielded on the far side by Gorman. Cuts it back. Correction, not Gorman. That's going to be Tuck over there. Number 24. Bulldogs' main threat out of the backfield. So the Bulldogs' first chance for the ball starts right now. Let's see if Williams can lead his troop and answer. Defense, defense, defense. St. Ray's has prided themselves on that this year. 6 quarters of play, giving up 7 points only. Both teams that they have faced injury fund and last week Division I foes. So they have played up. Meanwhile, last week they played a Division III rival in Charahoe. So the Bulldogs take the line. Williams at the helm, out of the gun. Tuck straight behind in the backfield. Gorman at tight end, near side. Got a wing and wide receiver. The snap. Hands it off up to shoot. Tuck wrapped up. Gains about a yard. They're going to blow it dead. 1 yard gain maybe on the first play. Right up the shoot. On play number 1 for the Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs offensive line definitely rotates through. In comes Williams with the play. Second down to go and about 9 yards for the Bulldogs. It's great to see the crowd in the house, the feel of football. Just absolutely fantastic. Such an early season test. This isn't a season defining, ending or not win or loss. And the Bulldogs, here we go, 2 in the backfield. Marley near side wide receiver. And he gives it off to Tuck to the far side. Tuck's, he's a sprinter and he gains about 4 yards on that play. A few St. Ray's defenders dragged along. It's going to be 3rd and a long 4 for the Bulldogs. Actually, 3rd and about a long 3, I would say. Big play here for the Bulldogs offense. They want to not only prove to themselves, but prove to the St. Ray's defensive line that they are going to move the ball here. Out of the huddle they come. The Bulldogs actually getting plays off quicker than St. Ray's, and they're huddling up, and St. Ray's is going straight to the line, which I will explain why they're doing that momentarily. All right, Williams setting up his crew. 2 men in the backfield, Powers and Tuck. A little leaning, no call. It's going to go to Tuck. He's not going to get there. He's going to lose a yard on the play. I don't think this is the team you're going to go smash mouth every play with. They sure didn't allow North Kingstown to do that last week. So the first drive is going to be 3 and out for the Bulldogs. Early on, they're going to have to play D here. And again, they're going to have to focus on stopping the run game from St. Ray's and hopes that that long pass conversion on the first drive was something of an anomaly. McCann Carter, cornerback, running back, kick returner, set to return this punt for St. Ray's.
Back to receive the punt for St. Ray's, number 1, Ethan McCann Carter. Punting it away for the Bulldogs, number 19.
So we have a lot of football ahead, folks. What a night, what a night. And the kick gets off. It's a high one. Fields it. He's going to move to the far side. Cutting back, good field vision, but he is taken down on the far hash marks. That's going to be Maine, the kicker, gets right up into things. And the St. Ray's offense will take the field for the second time. Obviously very successful and happy with the first time. And having spoken to a few of the coaching staff, they said adjustments were made in coverage because obviously Charahoe had a little success rolling out, flooding the zone with drag routes. And they said it was just simple miscommunications. That wasn't a miscommunication. The coverage was there. Everything was there. It was just a thing that happens in sports. It's called human error. And I know that I made it a great deal. So the Bulldogs are going to have to not let that happen again because St. Ray's won't let you hang around with mistakes like that. Motion into the backfield. Number 34 on the carry. Off tackle far side. Spits through and continues to crawl his way forward for about a 4 yard gain on the play. That's number 34, DeBarros. So, the Saints, well, we got a penalty against the Bulldogs here. They're going to march it off. That's something that they're going to have to keep low today to stay in this game. This game can get out of hand quickly. I mean, they don't have the type of defense St. Ray's I'm referring to that's going to allow you to come back from a large deficit. They're a time of possession offense this year. They put the ball on the ground, as I said earlier, just short of 300 all-purpose yards last week. They had 45 rushes for 259 yards, 4 receptions for 31 yards. Gray calling out signals, motion to Barris into the backfield. He'll take it again. Guard trap, far side. Only gets about 3 yards on that play, but Saints seem to be happy with 3 or 4 yards on first down every shot, and that's what they're getting. St. Ray's has a big line, and they're getting off just a little bit quicker. St. Ray's back to the line. Number 6 in the backfield, Enrique Ross, along with Gray. DeBarrow starts in the wing, often motions into the backfield. And number 1, McCann Carter on the near side at wide receiver. The handoff up to shoot. He goes. Bulldogs had him at the line of scrimmage. He fought his way all the way forward, just shy of the first down, under a yard to go here. So it's going to be 3rd and short. Bulldogs have to liven up a little bit here on defense. Don't want to drop 14 quick here. And there's no frills thus far for St. Ray's. There's been no need. So they are just running tackle to tackle at the moment. And they tried to get outside twice. Both times were successful. They're not in any hurry. They have confidence in their offense. And they have ultimate confidence in their defense. Gray rides the bread basket, hands it off. That's Ross on the carry. It's going to be a first down for the Saints at about the 27-yard line. So first down and 10 for St. Ray's at the 27. Heading in, 3 minutes left in the first quarter here. Salvador Jury Field, Westerly Bulldogs versus St. Ray's Saints, Division 2B. Heavyweight battle, possibly postseason preview. Really early to tell that stuff. Like to see something breathe a little life into these Bulldogs. Fans trying to in spurts, but fans' energy is ultimately predicated on the players' play. Quarterback draw straight up to shoot, and he finds his way to get to the corner, and he's finally wrapped up and brought down by Luke Marley. Holds him to about a 4-yard gain on the play. Wanted a quarterback draw up to shoot, nothing there. Bounced it all the way to the outside. Good job by Marley to step up, but great play on first down. Correction with the spot. That's a gain of about a solid 6-7 yards on that play. Ross and Gray in the backfield proving to be a dangerous duo. The Bulldogs don't have the solution yet. And DeBarros has touched the ball about 4 times already as well. They mix it up. Last week, 7 people touched the ball, ran the ball for the Saints. So you have 7 people capable of carrying the football on your squad. That's quality depth, especially against a Division I team. Again, they're running no huddle, but at their leisure. They are in no rush, which is telling me that they're just really confident. They don't think that West is going to put up a big number against them. Because right now, generally, you want to knock the crowd out of it, get as many points in as you can, keep momentum, keep the flow. They're not concerned with any of that. Clock stopped, 2 minutes, first quarter. A little discussion in the backfield between quarterback, running back, waiting for the officials to come out and let us know what is going on. And I think he's getting about ready to do that. And nothing, so we're going to get going again here. Little TV timeout, and Gray will call his signals. Motion into the backfield, hands off to the far side. That's DeBarros again trying to get to the edge, and he's wrestled down by Marley over there. So nice job by Marley to span the field. Gain of about 2 yards maybe on the play. Nice job by Marley.
Great tackle by number 1, Luke Marley. 3rd and 2.
3rd and a long 2 here for the Bulldogs. Huge chance. You got to think that the confident Saints are going to use this as 4-down territory, meaning if they don't get it, they're going to go. I haven't seen them this year. It's just a hunch I have. Out of the gun, no one in the backfield. Ross lined up ahead along with DeBarros. Quarterback draw, straight up shot. Second effort gives them the first down in the red zone. It's going to be first and goal for the St. Ray's Saints in the red zone of the Bulldogs for the second time tonight early on here in the first quarter. A minute to go. So the Saints marching again. Their game total last week, 21 points for their offense. They're getting close to that in the first quarter here. Like I said earlier, they're all time of possession on the ground. Their flow, quarterback draw up to shoot. Gray, he's a talented runner. He's a powerful runner, and he gains about 6 on the play, 5 maybe. And they're nearing the 10-yard line. Mason makes the tackle back to the line. They're moving it up, speeding it up here. St. Ray's, they snapped that one quick. Another quarterback draw. And the Bulldogs bottle that one up. I do believe that went for no gain. Tops the yard. It's going to be third and about a long 4 for the Bulldogs. They need 2 stops. They don't need 1. They need 2. The Bulldogs need to keep the Saints out of the end zone here. Marcus Take checks in. I think we're going to have a timeout on the field here, and we do. Timeout for the St. Ray's Saints as they are knocking on the door again early. The early score is 7-0. St. Ray's in the red zone threatening again. Bulldogs need to flip the flow here. Again, we are Westerly Live, and we are at Sal Orgiri Field, Friday Night Lights. Second week in a row, folks. We have a lively crowd, packed house. Both teams' first league game. Both teams sport a 1-0 non-league record. St. Ray's, in addition, defeated Division I Shea 10-0 on September 3rd. That was the injury fund game, but again, a half football game. Division I team didn't give up any points. They then hosted North Kingstown last week, a Division I squad, and dispatched them confidently 21-7. Defense was the story of that game. I say that as the offense, 45 rushes, 259 yards. But the receiving, 4 receptions, 31 yards in that whole game. They have already surpassed that here tonight. Definitely trying to set the tempo at the pace that they would like. The Saints are in, I don't want to say full control, but if they put it in here, they're in full control at the moment of the pace of play here. Third down to go for the Saints. They need to get to the 4-yard line for a first down. They go directly to the line of scrimmage. Gray, a lot of quarterback draws, not afraid to go up to shoot. Ross lined up in front of him with DeBarros, hands off to DeBarros to the near side off tackle, fights his way forward near the marker. Going to have the ruling by the far side official, and he is going to be good for a first down and goal for the Saints from about the 3-yard line. Fresh set of downs, 4 down territory. Saints they have no field goals to their credit yet this season. Right to the line of scrimmage. I can't really explain any further of a team having control of the pace of play. There is no urgency being displayed visibly by the Saints. This entire game, they definitely have command presence. It appears as though they've been here and done it before. Wesley playing a little bit tight. Gray to the near side to Barrows. He's going to get wrapped up in the backfield. Great play. That's number 60 for the Bulldogs. Beautiful play by Webster. So they lose a couple on the play. That gets the crowd a little bit alive. Needs to get the defense alive. Exactly what the doctor ordered for the Bulldogs. That's going to back them up past the 5-yard line to about the 6-yard line. Second and goal. Gray, good size for quarterback position. Senior, 6'2", 203. And another timeout on the field. So, we do have excitement in the first quarter. Not exactly the type of excitement you'd like if you're a Bulldog. That one play has set the tone, and I'm referring to that one just defunct pass play on the near sideline. It wasn't a blown coverage. The coverage was set. It was called fine by the defense. Player was where he needed to be. So they need to move on, and they need to lift their heads up and erase that drive, erase those 7 points, and tighten up right here, because St. Ray's, on their second possession, has controlled the tempo, has gone from tackle to tackle. They have 2 plays they try to get to the outside, and they've been successful. So a statement play is in dire need for the Bulldogs. Let's hope Webster just made it. Gray, Ross up middle, off to the inside, and he's going to fight his way down to about the 1-yard line. Correction, that's Moses Muse. We haven't seen one of them into about the 4-yard line. We expect to see a lot of him. Haven't needed to see much of him. That's Moses Muse of the Saints. Saints at the line. Muse in the backfield. Ross on the other side.
Third and goal inside
Gray
the 5-yard line.
calling out his shots from the gun. Twins right. DeParos as the slot man. Receiver getting his equipment ready or reading his wristband. And that would be McKay Carter. The snap. Up the shoot it goes. In the end zone it goes. Touchdown St. Ray's. To start the second quarter, the Saints jump out to a 13-0 lead. That's Muse in the end zone for the Saints. Not the way you wanted to start the party, but a lot of football left. We've seen it at every level. Need to lift their heads up and get started. Erase the first quarter of play is what they got to do. So that was Muse in for the score. Methodical drive by the Saints, who, coming into this game, everybody I spoke with said that they controlled the line of scrimmage. They weren't lying to me. They controlled the line of scrimmage. They carried themselves with confidence, clearly. And that's a big thing in football to me. They do everything as a squad. They get set up on the offensive line as a team. And they fire out as one. And they're getting off the ball a little bit quicker. And they're not, as you see, they're not breaking any home run shots. 4 or 5 yards a clip, waiting for the defense to wear down, maybe make a little bit of a mental error, then they'll pop one for 7 or 8. But they just keep coming at you. That's what they've done so far. And it's given them a 14-0 lead on the road against your Westerly Bulldogs. Coaching staff, head coach of the Bulldogs is Stanley Dunbar. The assistant coaches Ron Sposato, Danny Miranda, Aaron Marone, Jordan Husero, Najee Barros. Not happy with the game, how the game has started, I can guarantee you that. Especially since the fact that defense is a huge strong point for the Saints this season. On defense, their tackle leaders is Muse, Gray, the same names, Ross, Carter. Dombrowski is a senior. He's one of the tackle leaders for the defense. The only sack of the year from freshman Bing for the Saints. They have 1 sack. They have a blocked punt on the season already in 1 game. Bulldogs need to be aware of that. Coming into the game, Gray was 5 of 12 passing. He is 1 for 1 today. He had 1 touchdown. He's got 2. Muse, the kick. Deep, and it's going to go in the end zone. That's a good foot. All-around player there, and the Bulldogs will get the ball. 1st and 10. So the Bulldogs offense will take the field here for the second time. A vanilla running game will not do it here today, folks. And they don't need a lot of trickery. They just need to play to their strengths. And the weaknesses of the Saints, there are not a lot. I'm going to tell you right now. Muse is, he's a phenom on defense. He doesn't have to show. He's got speed. Once he makes his read, he gets to his spot in a dynamic fashion. Far side for the Bulldogs. Marcus Hake. Slot, Luke Marley. Tuck in the backfield. Marone in motion. Williams, the signal. Hands off to Tuck off guard. There was some room there. Nice guard trap. He's still on his feet, dragging people to about the 27-yard line. And that's going to be a first down. Gain of about 12 yards on the play, I believe. Heads on the spot. I'm wrong. Gain of about 7 or 8 on the play for Tuck. Good guard trap. That is what the Bulldogs are going to have to do here, so that's a good start here. They're going to have to chip away, but they're also going to have to drop back a little bit. So the Bulldogs take the line. Twins to the far side. Marley near side. Tuck in the backfield. Whistle's blown. And another timeout on the field. So the 3 touchdowns coming into this game for the Saints. Carter had 1. Muse had 1. And DeBarros had 1. 2 out of the 3 being juniors. DeBarros the sole senior. Costa's their kicker. Just simply extra points. That's why this season no field goal attempts. The story being told, Muse 6 carries for 98 yards versus North Kingstown. Average of a 16.3 yard per carry. Extremely impressive when you're playing up a division. Gray, the senior, 18 for 74 yards. Runs a lot out of that quarterback position and has shown no trickery. Every time he's done it, it's been a quarterback draw inside the tackles. I'm sure he has alternative options, as he did bounce one of them, if you recall, all the way out to the outside. We're going to flip sides and now go to the Wesley offense. Keeping an eye on Muse, he's the defensive end on the near side. Tuck the lone back, trips far side. And Muse is doing a good job. And that's a nice connection to Marley over the middle with a quick slant. Nice throw, nice catch. And that's a first down for the Bulldogs. Livens up the crowd a little bit. I think quick throws like that to neutralize the pressure, that's exactly what the Bulldogs need to do. That was a beautiful throw by Williams for the Bulldogs. Wesley, fresh set of downs, a little bit of fresh life breathed into him. They take the line. Too wide on the far side. Crowd is alive. Williams takes a snap, hands it off quick. Cuts it inside. On the far side, hard hit after a gain of about 4. Very hard hit on the tackle. Drew Mason on the carry. His first carry of the night. In comes Tuck and Gorman for the Bulldogs, who are making their way towards midfield. Second down and a long 5 to go. This is a true test of the young Bulldogs team here. Definitely have the crowd behind him. Tuck to his right. We have twins right receivers. One far on the other side. In motion, jet sweep. Keeps it himself. Williams does a nice job of holding that ball out there for a long time. Waits till the last second to tuck it in. Shoots the center. Good for another Bulldog first down. And the crowd is fully back involved here, folks. They're moving the ball. The line is firing out. Bulldogs right about midfield. First and 10 from their own 49. They take the line. They got Gorman at tight end on the far side. Tuck and Mason in the backfield. Marley near side. Powers at the wing. And he has off the Tuck up to shoot. Nice first play. Gain of about 3. Yep, 3 after the spot. Those are the things that St. Ray's has been doing on offense, just overpowering the defense, wearing them down. Attempting to. I know that I have a feeling St. Ray's has the legs for 4 quarters of play. Williams coming in the game here with the play. Second down and about 6 to go for the Bulldogs from the St. Ray's 47-yard line. Bulldogs' first trip into St. Ray's territory. Far side, Marcus Hake, joined by Marley in the slot. Tuck, lone running back. The snap, hand off to Tuck. Near side, cuts it up the seam. Still on his feet. Big gain on the play, folks. Great run by Tuck. Offense starting to get excited. Tuck and Hake getting the crowd into it, and they are alive. Biggest gain of the day on the play. Great run, great blocking on that one for the Bulldogs, who now have 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line heading in. Starting to get into a rhythm here, folks. McLeod and Webster on the far side, offensive line. We have Marley alone. Tuck and Mason in the backfield. Cadence gets a snap, drops straight back. Pump fake, far side. Looking, gonna go the long way. Over the top, floats a little bit, and this man's got it! And the defender jumped too early. Marley gets his retribution, timed his jump perfectly that time. The Saint didn't. Deja vu to the other side, flip the uniforms. That was a defensible pass. This time, Marley makes the timing perfect on his leap. St. Ray's defender falls too quickly, and here we go. Bulldogs are in business. Well in the red zone, 1st and goal. At about the 6-yard line. Tuck in the backfield with Mason. Powers at the wing. Marley alone on the near side, 1st and goal. Gorman at tight end. It's going to be a Tuck, shoots it right back up the gut. It's going to be good for about 2 yards. Waiting for the spot, and that's going to be right at the 5-yard line for the Bulldogs. 2nd and goal from the 5. So that was a huge play. More work to be done. That's the bad news. The Bulldogs must capitalize on these opportunities. They've earned this opportunity. They have to capitalize. I'll tell you what, I promise you that you won't see another mistimed jump out of a corner from the Saints again. So, not tonight anyway. They're not a perfect squad by any means, but it doesn't happen. They don't make multiple errors in sequence. That's what makes them such a good team. So the Bulldogs being this close to the end zone, this close to pay dirt, need to cash in. Number 6, near side for the Bulldogs, correction, that's Hake. Tuck in the backfield to the right of Williams. Powers at the wing. Whistle blown.
Timeout on the field.
Unhappy is Coach Dunbar forced to use a timeout. So we have a timeout, Westerly, threatening 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line. Huge opportunity for the Bulldogs to answer. I'm saying must answer at this point. We are just under 4 minutes to go in the half, folks. Excitement when you get back. We're going to head to break real quick. Welcome back, folks. Just under 4 minutes to play here in the first half, 14-0. This has been an incredibly quick half, and this possession is of utmost importance. Out of the timeout, motion to the backfield, belly's back, fakes the pitch to Marley, gives it to Tuck on the counter, and he's still on his feet, and they wrap him around, he falls forward, waiting for the spot. To be about the 1 yard line, I believe, folks. And I believe there's a flag on the play that's going to back up the Bulldogs. I don't see the flag. Yes, it is. I never saw the flag, but that's terrible news for the Bulldogs. That is the last thing you wanted to do here, folks.
14-yard line. Second and goal from the 14.
I played football for a long time, folks, and these first 2 quarters, because nothing but runs, the clock has not stopped. Not a great thing for the Bulldogs because they're trailing. That penalty, you can't let that penalty define this drive. You need to be more mentally tough at this moment. Motion for the Bulldogs. Loaded on the right. Rolling to the right. To the line of scrimmage. Flips at the last second. Had a man picked off. That's Muse. That is Muse in his own end zone. Did he run back into the end zone? He did not. That's a touchback. That is the superstar for the Rays. Did he run back into the end zone? We have signals for both teams. Referees are going to talk about it. He did catch it near the goal line. I don't think they're going to make such a huge reversal here. Wesley is hoping, but I think it would have been called earlier, and here we go. That is an interception. And the St. Rays will get it at the 20-yard line, touchback. That's what that penalty did. That penalty changed everything. The Bulldogs come out of a huddle, out of a timeout, with a timed play, time to figure out what you want to run for the next 2 plays if you don't get in. It was 3rd down, 4-down territory from the 5, down 14 at home, nearing the end of the first half, and boom, flag. Back up 5, and then the interception. Momentum, that was a killer. So here, I don't think the Saints are going to go down quietly, although I don't think you're going to see them put themselves in any danger by dropping back and throwing any drastic pass plays. I think they're going to just do what they do. They have their timeouts. I believe they have 2 left out of 3. Wesley's going to have to buckle up without using 8 in the box because you can't allow them to get over the top. Muse didn't check in early, really, statistically in the first quarter, but once he does, he does. And the handoff up to shoot. And there's a flag on the play right near the point of impact. That's going to go against the Saints, more than likely.
Number 6, Enrique Ross on the carry.
Ross carries it. He's the leader of the carry, and there's going to be a hold on the offense. So that's going to back up the St. Rays offense. That's a positive. I still don't think that with the defense that St. Rays brought to town today, that they're taking the field with this year, I don't think, especially trailing by 14, you can make many trips to the 5-yard line with no points. I mean, we have a kicker. So even if we didn't score on that play prior to the penalty, we could have gotten on the board with 3. Onward and upward we go. Defensively, we need to stand out, and we need to turn it around here. I don't think there's going to be some huge alteration of much at halftime. Bulldogs haven't had the ball all that often. St. Rays, a definite huge advantage in time of possession. Gray hands it off up the middle. Nothing special. Gain of about 2. Second down and about 18 to go. 2 minutes to go here in the first half of play, folks. 14 points isn't a lot, folks. It is not a lot at all. However, the caveat, St. Rays has only given up 7 points in 6 quarters coming into tonight. Correction, they're about to make that 8 quarters. And the play action to Muse takes it himself, gains about the remaining 7 yards to get back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10 for the Saints. That's Gray on the carry. 1 minute and running. They're going to let this half go. They're happy with a 14-0 lead. The Bulldogs will be getting the ball to start the second half, which that frustrates me just to say, because if they could have just punched that in, they get the ball coming out of the half with a little adjustment in their pocket, and bang, it's a new game. Letting the clock run, both squads. And finally a whistle blown and a timeout called.
Timeout on the field, St. Ray's.
St. Ray's calls the timeout with 51 seconds remaining.
51 seconds remain in the first
Third
half.
down and about 12. Interesting what they might do. They're not going to want to take a chance here and give the Bulldogs any chance of a turnover in their territory.
Everywhere at halftime, two performances, the Westerly cheerleading team and the Westerly band, flag, and dance line.
So, regardless of score, we have a celebration at halftime as always here. We have the cheerleaders and we have the bands for the halftime show. And this is all brought to you by Nomad Web Solutions from the mind of Shane Belanger. Cutting edge website design and development. Live streams, weddings, memorials, fundraisers, board meetings. Go to nomadweb.solutions. And the players out of the timeout. 51 seconds to go in the half. St. Ray's takes the field. Gray out of the gun. Ross to his right takes off. Gray rolling to the far side. Rushed by the Bulldogs, missed tackle. Spinning off, but he's going to get taken down as a loss. So that'll go down as a sack. Brings up a fourth down and too much. They're going to have to punt.
By number 31, Jimmy Powers.
Precarious use of a timeout for the St. Ray's Saints. However, Bulldogs don't have a lot of time to capitalize. It's fourth down, obvious punt situation, and I do believe the clock's going to run in a minute when the official sets the ball. Timeout has been called. That's going to be a Westerly timeout. They're not going to leave any in their pocket. 36 seconds. See what they can do. They do have a good passing game, and they have deep threats. And the big key with deep threats late in the half or the game is you throw it up there for grabs in essence because the interception doesn't kill you, but you give yourself two chances, either the reception or a pass interference. So that could be something that Coach Dunbar is talking to his offense about. The clock will stop after they receive the punt, between the punt reception and first down. Marley lined up at about the 45-yard line, so they will start more than likely in Saints territory. However, Mew's long for the year is 60 yards. His average is 40. 39.5 yards is his average punt distance on the season. He has a 60-yard long. Good foot, to say the least. And he has one punt inside the 20s. That's not going to come into play here. Official getting to his place. Bulldogs setting up in an aggressive lineup. They're coming. Unable to get it off. No, that's number 8, Gray on the punt. Short. Marley fields it. Gets by the first guy. Makes a cut. He's at the 40. Still on his feet. Gets to the far sideline. Take it down. 37-yard line. There's time here. 27 seconds. Clock stopped. They're going to have to get right to the line of scrimmage because when they mark that, penalty down on the far side, and it's a late one. This makes or breaks this drive here, what we're doing. Pointing in our direction. Not always a favorable thing in football. When someone in stripes points your way. And backheads the Bulldogs. So Marley gave a good field position to the Bulldogs, and we get the sign right now. Personal foul against the Bulldogs. Personal foul against the Saints. Offsetting penalties, first down for the Bulldogs. So they will get the return credit for Marley. Bulldogs will start at the 37-yard line. 27 yards to go, 27 seconds to go here, folks. First half. Can the Bulldogs somehow get into Maine's field goal range? I'm confident anywhere from 32 yards to 34 yards. I've seen him hit 37. Tuck in the backfield. Trips near side. Williams, the snap. Big rush coming at him. It's Grit, number 9 from the far side. He avoids it. Got another man to avoid. He's running out of real estate and takes it out of bounds for a massive loss or sack out of bounds. Whatever it was, it ends the half. And that is par for the course for the Bulldogs to end the half that way. That kind of defined the first half for them. Had a chance from the 5-yard line in to score. They did not capitalize. Had a secondary opportunity there to maybe get into field goal range, get on the board. They didn't capitalize. I think the Bulldogs have left 10 points on the board here against a Division II powerhouse in St. Ray's. So the halftime score, Westerly Bulldogs 14, Westerly Bulldogs 0, visiting St. Ray's Saints 14. Some adjustments are going to have to be made on the Bulldogs' end. St. Ray's has run the first half at their pace. They've run it professionally. They calm, cool, collective, take to the line of scrimmage. I don't believe they've had any penalties. That's a huge sign of a good ball club right there. Oh, they do. They did have the offsetting personal foul on the far side, which you will see when two division foes meet. The Bulldogs have threatened, have not drawn blood. We'll see what they pull out in the second half for adjustments to change this thing. They're going to come out and they're going to get the ball. They've given up 2 good drives by the Saints, and they forced 1 punt. So the Bulldogs, I do believe, are hearing it from Coach Dunbar right now. He didn't appear happy on the sidelines. Coming into tonight, what they were planning for was a team that had 5 completions out of 12 pass attempts for 39 yards. They've put the ball up twice, and they hit a home run on one of them. Muse, number 7, has been a little bit quiet for the Saints. When he gets in the area, he's a dynamic player, to say the absolute least. He's got the interception that killed the drive at the 5-yard line. So he is a playmaker. He's found his way to the end zone. Just as far as plays out of the backfield, he hasn't lined up back there very often. They've instead lined up Ross more often in the backfield. And a big part of the ball handling is going to DeBarros, the senior. He's a strong safety and running back for the Saints. I got to think that the Saints are going to do more of the same. If they don't have to show the rest of the league anything different than they ran in the first half, and they believe they'll have success doing that, that's what they're going to do. It's only week 2. I think the Bulldogs are going to have to come out with energy. Penalties have been a killer. Any penalties against a team like this is a killer. I don't want to be full of all negatives. The Bulldogs' offense drove down the field in the second possession. They really did. And put themselves in position to score on a similar pass play down the sidelines to Barley. Good job out by the offense on that drive. Weren't able to capitalize. St. Ray's defense doesn't often give up drives. Haven't given up now that we're halfway through this one. If you take the 2 quarters of the injury fund versus Glasgow, 4 quarters versus North Kingstown, and then 2 more versus Westerly, you got 8 quarters of play, and they've only given up 7 points, out of which came by Division I foe North Kingstown. So they've played the equivalent of 2 games this season and only given up 7 points. You don't want to get down by any more than they're down, and you really do need to chip into this early on here, or at least somewhere in the third quarter. You got to go into the fourth down by less than you're down now. Band making their entrance to the field. We're going to take a quick break while the band enters the field, folks, and we will be right back.
All right, let's hear it one more time for our Westerly cheerleaders, our Westerly band, flag, and dance line.
Welcome back, everybody. That commercial is brought to you by Mark Wright Realtor, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. Your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. Consider Mark for all your housing needs, buying or selling. Market analysis. All right, folks, so we are back for the second half. Some things need to happen, some things need to change. Not all that much, but the problem being is that St. Ray's is a tough opponent here. They have shown that they can play on the ground at their pace. They controlled this entire game. The one time they were put on the defensive, they put an end to it, did what they needed to do, got the turnover. Muse hasn't been overly active because, frankly, this early in the season, I think they're testing the waters to see if they need him to be. I think if they were under more pressure, he would get more touches. Because he did last week, but they're spreading out their offense through a few different players. Muse, obviously, Ross is getting a good amount of time in the backfield, number 6 for St. Ray's. Obviously, Gray isn't afraid to tuck it and go himself. Ocampo had a couple early carries, and Napoleon DeBarros, senior running back, he's gotten a few carries, several carries actually in the first half. Which is forcing the Bulldog defense to look away from Muse, maybe lulling them to sleep a little bit. Hopefully not, because if they are doing that and they plan to put it in his hands in the second half, that is not going to make it an easy task for these Bulldogs. I think the Bulldogs have left a few points on the field here, clearly left 7 at least. In the first half, again, unable to do that. Yeah, 7 or more, 7 to 10, I would say. And you can't really do that against this quality of an opponent. So all that being said, we're not far. Both teams are stretching. We're about 2 minutes away from the start of the second half. A first half that was dynamite speed-wise. Straight running. There were a few penalties. Penalties that I know that the coaching staff of the Bulldogs were not going to put up with, especially personal fouls. They got bailed out on their personal foul because it was an offsetting personal foul call. But they'll hear about it during the week. They should be in this a little bit closer. I mean, this is like almost like St. Ray's took the field in a professional manner. They take the line in a professional manner. They go about their business, 3 or 4 yards here, 7 yards there, and back to 3 yards, and they just keep grinding it out until they make their way to pay dirt. And the Bulldog defense is going to have to stop the St. Ray's offense to stay in this. St. Ray's will open with the ball in the second half, and I hate to say a first possession in the second half can make or break a game, but I got to believe this one does, folks, because St. Ray's has a defense that has not really been tested. The only time we got in the red zone, and we got all the way down to the 5-yard line. You got to remember that 50 of those yards were in the air on a jump ball. So we haven't actually held possession, methodically driven down the field at any point in this game. A game that, again, has moved right along in a timely manner. The first half took 41 minutes, which I don't recall ever playing in a half that went by that quick. So a big crowd, a supporting crowd, definitely a mixed crowd. Not all that many people across the field, as you can see. There's some that are standing, but our stands, they've infiltrated our stands, which is always fun. And the atmosphere is dynamite. It's all set for a Bulldog comeback. It's all set for dynamite here at Salvador Jerry Field. We just need the boys in blue to provide the spark here. So the Saints are taking the field. Gray at quarterback, obviously the team leader, has been a weapon. DeBarros has been a huge weapon for the Saints tonight. Muse put a stop to their only scoring drive, has put some pressure on Williams, but hasn't been called in on offense to do all that much. He does have their longest run in addition to a rushing touchdown. So in only a little bit of playing time or a little bit of active time with the ball, he's made his presence felt. But the Saints aren't going to go all that deep into their playbook and possibly punish, over physically burden their stars unless the Bulldogs make them. Bulldogs receive the opening kick. So that's a positive error on my end. The Luke Marley and Zach Tuck deep for the Bulldogs. We are all ready to start the second half here, folks. I've been waiting all day. I've been waiting all week for this game. I know these players have, and I know the fans have. So it all comes down to this: 2 quarters of play, Friday Night Lights. Then we go away. But don't worry, we hit the road with the Bulldogs next week. We'll get into that later. Muse approaches the ball. We are live in the second half, folks. We need 14 from the Bulldogs. We need more than that, actually. Kick, great leg by Muse. Through the end zone. That's the second touchback of the day by Muse. The Bulldogs 14 is not even going to be enough. I do believe St. Ray's will add to it because they're just good enough that they're not going to get blanked for an entire half, I don't believe. I don't think that that's happened at all this year, and I don't see it happening tonight. Can we score 21 and a half? Against most teams, yes. Against this team, we will see. So I am the voice, Greg Morano, alongside producer, owner, Shane Belanger. Upstairs, we got Lisa behind the lens. Together, we are Westerly.live, and we are bringing you second half action from Salvador Jerry Field. Bulldogs need to answer, trailing powerhouse St. Ray's, 14-0. Only a couple plays have made it that way. Williams calling out the cadence. Takes the snap, rides the breadbasket, miscommunication, holds it himself, and dragged down after about 3-yard gain on the play. I'm looking for the spot. We're on the far side. No, maybe like a 1-yard gain on the play. Williams does do a good job of riding the breadbasket of his backs, which he has to do. Pull it out late, so the defense does not know where it's going to go, but hasn't worked thus far this evening. Hasn't been a lot of space to run. They do have some good runs. Tuck bounced one for a good distance earlier. And you're going to see him in the backfield now. You got Powers at the wing. Luke Marley, near wide receiver. Second down and 8. Williams, the snap. Handoff straight to Tuck. He's going to bounce it to the far side and nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. Can't even push that pile. Right out of the locker room here. The St. Ray's line setting the tone.
17, Connor Cullen.
Left side of the offensive line for the Bulldogs is not creating many gaps here. 3rd down and 11. This is not how you want to start the half, folks. You want to start the half by getting this crowd ignited, or at least get some energy for yourselves. Give yourselves a little confidence. 3rd and long, you'd expect to see a pass play. I was kind of hoping to see one on 1st or 2nd down, to be honest with you. And nothing long. I don't mean they needed to strike deep quick. Maybe just something. Rolling from the near side. Sets up, throws out pattern. Got his man, and he can't hang on. Had his man, Drew Mason. It's incomplete. Route was run right at the 1st down marker. I do think he was going to be short either way. But it's going to be 4th and 11 for the Bulldogs on their 1st drive. Which means the Saints are probably going to start their possession in Bulldog territory. Uh-oh. Higher hopes were to be had coming out of the locker room, I am sure. Gorman set to kick from the 5. Low snap, picks it up, kick. It's a beauty. They're going to let it bounce, and it's going to settle. Are they going to pick it up at all? Nope. It's settled right at the 50-yard line. So they're going to get the ball at their own 49-yard line, right about midfield, the Saints are. And they're going to try to draw first blood in the second half. It's been a very controlled, yeoman-like effort by the Saints thus far. No panic, no anxiety, no overexcitement developed, but just workmanlike. They came here with a job to do. They're doing it. And let's see what they do here in their opening possession in the second half. The Bulldogs playing tight to the line of scrimmage. Safeties are about 7, 8 yards from the ball. No need to see too much running, too much throwing. DeBarros takes the handoff out of the belly motion. Ran that a lot in the first half. Just slowly climbs the ladder to the sideline. Powers his way for a 4-yard gain there on 1st down, and the clock's running. Positive play for St. Ray's. They're happy with that. And the clock will stay moving. They'll slowly make their way to the line, make their calls. You got Muse at wing on the far side. Again, not many carries this game, but not been forced to. Ross in the backfield. And the counter. Misdirection. Muse has got it. He's going to bounce the outside. He's got speed, folks. I tell you what, he's got one more block to make. He's going to cut it in. Touchdown. That is a touchdown. A beautiful run. Speed. We have a player down. Touchdown. We have a Bulldog down on the field. Fantastic run by Muse, but we need to tend to the injured player at the moment. So bringing it back to that play while they tend to the player down. There was no doubt from the moment that the defensive end of the Bulldogs got kicked out by the pulling lineman of St. Ray's. When Muse hit that hole coming towards this sideline, you could see him accelerating throughout that run. One little move at the goal line, one little cut in, and that's all he had to do. End of story. That was a touchdown, and that's a round of applause for the Bulldog. That's down. That's number 12 for the Bulldogs. Kyle Morrison, he is up. He's going to make his way to the sidelines. But that's what you get out of Muse. That's his second touchdown of the day, and I was just saying how he hadn't had a very active role, probably because he didn't need to. Well, he's touched the ball maybe 3 times. He's got 2 scores. And now he's got a lot of yards to go along with him. So the Bulldogs couldn't have started the second half. I guess I can say this more positively. Could have started the second half a little better. But looking for the extra point here, 20-0, the Saints. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. And the extra point is a fake. 2-point conversion is good, but we have a flag. So we'll see what the flag is. So they work on a fake field goal situation. Why not? On the extra point. Good opportunity to work on it. Saints do so. It's going to be on the Saints. So they'll get the ball about the 7.5-yard line. And they'll go for their extra point from there, it looks like. So the coach's frustrations is evident on the sidelines. They came out with higher hopes than to be 9 minutes left in the third quarter, down 20-0. The St. Ray's offense is. I was warned about their defense and as they post a shutout, they have not disappointed as a defense. Their offense is extremely talented and controls the entire game. The pace of play, everything. No panic, regardless of down and distance. If they get 3 yards a clip on the first 2 downs, there's no problem, no panic. They'll gain 4 the next. So the Bulldogs have to answer on offense. This game swung, obviously, when they missed their opportunity at the 5, and then bing, bang, boom, St. Ray scores. 14-point swing, down 21 right now. So, needless to say, couldn't afford that. We're waiting for the Bulldog receiving team to set up. So, a little bit of office work here. St. Ray's, after this one's over, which is a long way to go. Long way to go, folks. We still have 21 minutes of football to play. And 3 touchdowns in 21 minutes is not an impossibility by any means. St. Ray's Academy will travel from here and will go on the road to Coventry High School, 7 p.m. on the 24th. And that tells you something. Muse is running out to set up his kick, and he's throwing his hands in the air to our bleachers. And he's got quite a crowd response over here. I told you there was a mixed match. The stands right beneath us are about a 50-50 split, which always adds to the excitement. So Muse, now we're saying his name a little bit more often, the foot, and it's a beauty, and through the end zone. Effortlessly touchback, and the Bulldogs will start 1st and 10. So they will head to Coventry High School on the 24th for a 7 p.m. league game start. The Bulldogs, after tonight, will hit the road. We will hit the road with the Bulldogs. 9:24, 7 p.m., Rogers High. Topa Field, Newport, Rhode Island. We will be there, Westerly Live, bringing you live action. As far as next week, we will be bringing you girls volleyball, varsity volleyball, Lady Bulldog volleyball on Tuesday. And the Bulldogs take the line. Williams behind center. Tuck to his right, trips near side. Quick throw behind Marley. Taken down hard on the play by Gray as soon as he touched the ball. Great timing. Great pass defense. Makes it nearly impossible to make a reception there. So that's what I was saying. So next Tuesday, we will be covering the Lady Bulldogs varsity volleyball squad coming off of a impressive victory 2 nights ago in Federico Gymnasium. And followed by Thursday, it'll be Lady Bulldogs soccer right here at Salo Algieri Field. Followed by our varsity Bulldog football action in Newport. So we will bring you action 3 times next week. Here on the field in front of us is 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs. Again, we are Westerly.live. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we have a limping Luke Marley. That's clear to say. We have a team that's deflated, no doubt. I can see that. I can imagine. That's not all that out of the ordinary coming into a big game. This game was hyped up, and I got to be honest, this game was hyped up to these guys before even Charahoe. They had this game checked off on their schedule. They had it X'd all summer long. They knew it was going to be what it was going to be, and it was going to be a true test, if nothing less. We have a whole half of football to go, and the Bulldogs got a lot of studying ahead after this one. So, we are brought to you by Nomad Web Solutions from the mind of Shane Belanger. Cutting-edge website design and development, live streams, weddings, memorials, fundraisers, board meetings. Go to nomadweb.solutions. teams coming out of the huddle on the sidelines, getting ready for some action. 8:46 to go here, third quarter, 21-0. St. Ray's Saints. St. Ray's looking to go 2-0, 1-0 in the league. Running a basic 5-man front, the Saints are. Buse at the defensive end on the far side of the field. And handoff up to shoot, and Muse is the man to take it down. He travels from sideline to sideline on a parallel so well and so quick, and he's got the size to go with it. And he's only a junior. So he's going to be a tough nut to crack next year as well. Williams making his way back into the huddle. I always still wondered, though, with technology and everything, the benefit of making your quarterback run back and forth 26, 27 yards every play to get the play. But that's neither here nor there. Let's just ready for the snap here. Snap. Looking to his right. Quick hitch. Caught by the Bulldogs. Gorman on the reception. Breaks the tackle, ball on the ground. But the Bulldogs then got able to pick it up on the fumble. Drew Mason, the man on the spot, saves this one. Gorman on the reception. St. Ray's defense strips it. Thankfully, Mason on the scene, so the Bulldogs move the sticks. They'll take it no matter how they can get it. But again, focusing on the defense on that play by the Saints. They don't go in just for the tackle. They go in for the strip. I mean, he went in and hammered at that ball. And here we go. We got Tuck deep behind Williams. Muse, defensive end, far side. Marley, receiver. It's going to go to Tuck up to shoot. Dancing around, spinning, gaining about 3 yards on the play. Tops. Working real hard for those yards.
Brought down number 34, Napoleon.
Defensive line for the Saints doing a good job of staying lower than the Bulldogs. And on the far side, we have Hake, Marley. Near side, we have Gorman, Powers. In the backfield, Tuck. Out of the gun, snap. Oh, miscommunication in the backfield. Thankfully, Tuck hung on. I think Williams wanted to pull it back at the last second, but Tuck had already clamped the arms down on it. Thankfully, that ball didn't hit the ground. Frustrated, Tuck drops the ground as a flop, and it's a gain of about a yard on the play. 3rd and 8, and a frustrated Bulldogs team. A couple guys limping. The energy around the field is there, is evident, but Bulldogs need to do something, and they need to do it soon, because everything on the ground is making this game go by in a flash. We have a whistle. We may have a timeout. St. Ray's calls a timeout, and no better time because 3rd and 8, they can take control of momentum in the second half, field position, everything right here. So the Bulldogs trying to come up with a big play here. Trying to come up with something that will give them a fresh set of downs or even a feasible 4th down opportunity, which is a must go for at this point due to the score, regardless of how good or bad the defense is that St. Ray's puts on the field, and there is no bad really in it. They have some incredible athletes. Their line play on both sides of the ball, boy, definitely tells the story behind their success this season. As I said, they had 298 all-purpose yards versus Division I North Kingstown. Only 31 yards in the air. That one pass play that they converted first quarter was their only passing of the game, and they haven't needed any more. They run a no-huddle fashion offense, but it's not really – it sets the tempo that if they ever need to speed it up, they're in position to do so. They have calls. offensive line knows the calls. We have Twins nearby. We got Tuck on the right. Looking to the far side, throws to the slot. Out route, caught on the play, trying to turn up. Gorman gets out of bounds. First down for the Bulldogs. So they're moving along. That's a big play. That's a good play. Sticks will move, crowds alive, and they're getting...
Number 2, Robert Littlejohn on the tackle.
Hopefully they start playing a little bit of urgency between plays, quick in and out of the huddle. Still more than enough time. I just can't forget the research that's been done and what they did last week and what they've done thus far. The Saints are a tough D to score quickly against. We have Muse on the wide side now. Now they're going to get him in action here. They feel they need him. And he's going to cover the flats. He's mirroring Williams. And he's going to come after him now, and he's going to get him. Fumble! That was all Muse and the St. Ray Saints. Did they come up with it on the sidelines? Did it go out of bounds? The Bulldogs get a break, did they? They did. Ball rolled out of bounds. That play was all Muse. From the defensive end spot. Paralleled, mirrored Williams. You can't do it any better. Held his blocker arm distance away. All the way to the sidelines. Then when he got to his spot, he attacked. He not only got his hands on the quarterback, he stripped the ball. You can't coach all of those things at once to a junior. I look forward to watching him play next year because Twins, both sides for the Bulldogs. Second and about 17. Molly in motion. He's going to make trips to the far side. Looking near side. Over the top, Tuck's got it. Got some good blocking, a little slip screen. He's up, pushed out of bounds at about the spot, about the 36-yard line. Tough spot.
Williams to Dak Tuck.
Gonna make about 6 yards to go. 5 yards to go for the Bulldogs. Third down. And out of bounds, but the clock runs, unfortunately, because he went out under his own volition. No panic in the Saints. He's just very businesslike. Even in Muse, he's not over-animated. But I'll tell you what, he's over-effective. Now he's inside of the tight. He's lining up inside. Bulldogs doing a nice job with him. Caught by Marley, flag down. And that's going to be a first down and a big gain on the play. Let's see what the flag is. And it looks like it's going to be a hold. They just backed it up to the line of scrimmage. And we have an unhappy Coach Dunbar, so he's going to confirm my call. And it is a hold. And all of this is doing is making things a lot worse for the Bulldogs during their upcoming practice week. Couple big plays, couple holding penalties. Another big play, personal foul penalty. Starting to get an unhappy crowd down below. So now third down and about 15, 16 yards to go for the Bulldogs. And Williams, the snap, straight drop, 3-step, looking down the right sidelines. A little bit of contact out of bounds, the throw. Did he get a foot in? No, he did not. Came away with the catch, didn't get a foot down. Not far off. Great effort by Marley. Fourth down and too far to go, really. If you just go here, you're giving up. So you got to punt and you got to play D. You're going to have to earn this if you're a Bulldog. It is not out of reach. Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It may very well be out of reach. Down 21. I mean, this quarter is not 3 minutes left in this quarter. This game's flying by. And that's because St. Ray's are so methodical in their offensive play. On the ground, the clock just continues to go and go and go. And they have an excellent defense. So there's no proof, there's nothing to tell me that even if the Saints don't score here, they're not going to eat up 5, 8 more minutes of this ball game. And those are the kind of areas that the Bulldogs are going to run into now. I think the Bulldogs have found some success throwing the ball, and I thought they would this season. Unfortunately, now that they're in a throw-only situation, as the third quarter starts to tick away, down multiple scores to the number 1 ranked team in the division. I kind of wish I saw some of those passes early in the first before there was even a deficit. Maybe at a time that the Saints weren't expecting it. Now down 21, who knows after this drive. It makes the formula far more difficult. The snap. Hands it off, Muse up the middle. A lot of Bulldogs. And they're going to hold them to a 1-yard gain. That play. Great job by the Bulldogs up the middle. Nobody lined up on the far side. He's just standing there. That's funny. McKeon Carter of the Saints. Bulldog defense forgot completely to walk over to the wide receiver. And he's frustrated, but Bulldogs got away with one. That does happen more often than you would think. But those little mental errors are due to the score. Ross in the backfield with Muse and Gray. Handoff to Ross. To the near side, that's Muse, correction. Can't get to the outside. Bulldogs do a great job with him that time. There's 2 plays in a row. Marcus Hake, the first man on the spot. Marone in the area. Gorman there too. So the Bulldogs stepping up on D here, 3rd and 10. No quitting this defense. The Saints just threw their best running back at him twice. No gain. That's something you love to see. The offensive line of the Saints hasn't been worked all that hard, so I don't see fatigue as being a huge issue on their side of the ball. Time of possession drastically in the favor of the Saints. DeBarros, nice cut. Counter. Bulldogs take him down. Made the ball slide a little bit. Jimmy Powers on the tackle, but he was able to hold on. 4th down and about 6 or 7 to go. They're definitely going to punt. Try to bury the Bulldogs. It's going to be Gray, I believe, punting. And the clock runs down. We're approaching 1 minute in the 3rd quarter. So it was a 14-0 halftime score. The Saints have methodically scored 1 touchdown in each quarter and have given up 0 touchdowns. And that is where we stand. You soon will head into the 4th quarter, 21-0. And the kick barely got it off, but didn't. What a missile. And he's going to get the break with the spin. That's going to bounce all the way down and settle. And there's a Saint there to down it at about the 5-yard line. So the net yardage on that punt was something else. I don't know where they began, but that looks like it had to be about 60 yards net on that punt, 65, right around his long of the season. So to add to everything, the Bulldogs now pegged back in their own end zone. We are down to 47 seconds in the quarter. Bulldogs offense getting the call in. If I'm the Bulldogs, I want to create a little bit of space here just because I don't want my drop in my own end zone with a player like Muse on the defensive line. That could easily turn into 2 and their ball again. DeBarro splits out at linebacker for the Saints on the near side. 2 wide receivers tuck in the backfield, 2 on each side, wide receivers. Straight drop, 3-step. First option's not there. He tucks, rolls, and throws out of bounds on the far side in the area of Marley, but not remotely catchable. So 2nd and 10. Backed at their 5-yard line, the Bulldogs are. 38 seconds left in the third quarter from Salvador Jerry Field, folks. We are Westerly Live, and we will be bringing you girls varsity volleyball action on Tuesday. We will be bringing you Lady Bulldog soccer action on Thursday and more Bulldog football action on Friday next week on the road in Newport versus Rogers. Bulldogs take the lines, spread it out again. 2 wide receivers on each side, tuck in the backfield. Looking at a quick hitter over the middle, maybe I'm thinking. And straight 2-step drop, looks, throws, overthrows his man in between 2, dangerous throw. 2 wide receivers are not happy with each other, miscommunication. Marley getting on his cohort Hake over there. And this is what happens, frustration settles in, folks. I know. They have the environment. Friday night, they got the attention of the town, but they got a long season to go. Still be right in this. It definitely could be a playoff preview, folks. And you can most certainly lose to a team as convincingly or as close-knit game as can be and come back and defeat said team in the playoffs. So the Bulldogs need to grow from this one. Williams out of his own end zone. Quick throw. Off the hands of Gorman. Dangerous tip drill. That would have been a first down, and now even worse. They're punting from their own end zone. So there is no doubt that St. Ray's will start their possession in Bulldog territory. Poised to add to a 21-0 lead that will, that would put a nail in it. That'll put a nail in it because they play on both sides of the ball. They have a very great, they have excellent athletes on offense, but they have a machine run defense. They run extremely well. They communicate well. The punt out of his own end zone. A beautiful spiral. And almost tough time handling it, but not. And he's going to make to the edge. And a little move up the middle, and they are in business. And they're going to start out in the red zone. And there's another personal foul over there. Late hit on the Bulldogs. If that's a flag I see, I do believe it is. And we have a player down.
Number 52, Mike Poole.
So right now, the Saints are set to start in the red zone. I thought I saw a late hit near the ball, and then I see a little yellow flag there. I can only imagine. And a round of applause. The players getting up, so that's good to see. We never want to see anybody get hurt under any circumstances, no matter what. So now we tend to the doily. Coach Dunbar certainly is interested. Because what begins at about the 12-yard line, half the distance, if it is a personal foul, depending on who's it going against here. Good discussing it. I've seen flags just disappear in the past too, so. Unfortunately, this is not one of the disappearing variety. This is going to be a half the distance situation. And they're going to get the ball at the nose at the 5-yard line to start the possession for the Saints. First and goal, 5 yards to go. Man, really never gave the Bulldogs a chance to breathe, a chance to gain light. They had their opportunity, I should say, when they had their one trip to the red zone. Yes, the one trip you have to take. Had they scored, they may have had more trips because that's what creates momentum. And yes, momentum is a factor in all football games. Tight bunch formation. Power formation, great straight ahead behind 3 blockers. Only going to get it about a yard on the play. Flag goes down. From the far side, near the line of scrimmage, on the back side of the play. And that's going to back up the Saints. That's a good thing. And that's the end of the 3 quarters of play here, folks, from Sal Jerry Field. Visiting St. Ray's Saints 21. And they were referred to as a powerhouse coming in, and they have answered any critics. Your very own Westerly Bulldogs 0. We are going to go off to a quick break here between quarters, and we'll be back for 4th quarter action, folks. Welcome back, everybody. That break was brought to you by our Mark Wright Realtor, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. Your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. Consider Mark for all your housing needs, buying or selling, market analysis. And here we go, folks. 1 quarter to play, 12 minutes. St. Ray's knocking on the door, just penalized, so they're back to the 15. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 15. Score, in essence, nails this thing shut. And a little belly motion to Barrett, doesn't take the snap. It's going to, quarterback Gray is going to take it himself on a naked boot to the far side, forced out of bounds, gain of about 3 yards on the play. It's bringing up second goal now from about the 12. St. Ray is taking his time, although the clock is stopped. And we are waiting. And handoff up shot to Ross. Right through. Right through up the chute for the score for St. Ray's. Doesn't get much simpler than that. Straight shot up the chute. Almost untouched for the score. And now it brings this one a little ways away. A little ways too far away. I got to be a realist here. Only because St. Ray's has gotten stronger as this game has progressed. And now it's just too far away. However, there is no quit in this Westerly squad, so we're going to see if they can end this game, leave the field tonight with some kind of momentum, some kind of positivity going into the practice week to feel good about themselves going forward here. Because they're going to have to erase this and move on. Every team that wins championships don't go undefeated during the regular season, so this loss does not by any means take this team out of contention for anything. It's a long season. If they were to meet again, that's a lot of weeks away. It could be a whole new Westerly team by then. I do know that Westerly's going to have to pick themselves up by their bootstraps, dust themselves off and get ready to go on the road for action and start winning some league games here. This was a good early challenge, clearly. Early season league challenge. A lot of things, a lot of factors the coaches can work on off the video and work with the Bulldogs on this week. And I don't know that the coaches are all that surprised. I can't speak for them, but I know coming in, this is exactly what I was told. Everybody I talked to, from coaches to players to different platforms of football, they gave the exact recipe of what St. Ray's brings. I don't think they had to use everything on their menu by any means. And they did what they do. Just over 11 to go, 28-0. The Bulldogs are set to receive. The Bulldogs I don't know what the delay is. We're waiting for St. Ray's to break their huddle where officials whistle. All right. We're getting ready to go here now. We have a ball and a tee, so we're making our way. I did say that they take their time when they do things. And the kick. And it's a squib kick, tough bouncer, and the Bulldogs cover it up. Try to trick the Bulldogs and really end this thing. Poole able to recover for the Bulldogs, who will start with the ball, trying to get on the board, try to end this thing with a little positivity moving forward here, folks. That's what the Bulldogs got to do. That's what they can do if they can realize it. I still see Williams limping his way on the field, though. At this point in the game, looking at score, looking at season and the amount of games left, and looking at him kind of hobbling even a little bit, I pull him out if I'm the coach, but I'm not a coach. Nor do I wish to have all the responsibilities that he has. Motion by Marley. Belly's back. Pitch sweep, far side. He can throw. He's going to tuck and go, though. And he hurdles the guy and gets to the line of scrimmage doing so. Gains about a yard. Dangerous yard gain on the play. You got to kind of weigh the benefits when you leap into the air over a player. I mean, if it's to get to the end zone or for a first down, I'm all for it. But if it's just to get to the line of scrimmage when you're playing a defense like this, we want to be careful. We don't want to come out of this game not only having a loss in our pocket, but 3-4 injuries. Come out healthy on a positive note. Lift your head up, pick yourself up, get yourself into the end zone because you know you're a quality club and you can do that. The Saints are human. And jet sweep to Marley. No fake. Nice fake by Williams. Man, he gets hit and he still fights his way forward, man. That is a hard run by the quarterback, almost to the first down. And I'm assuming they should get it. It's right near it. Great run by Williams. Hard run. Saints don't make it easy. Initial job pulling it back had me faked out. He's taking some hits tonight. Third down and 1 yard to go for the Bulldogs. And we are not far from the finish here, folks. Little tongue twister for you. We will be heading, if you did not hear me earlier, to Rogers High School, Toba Field, on the 24th, next week. The Bulldogs will hit the road for the first time, try to right the ship, turn things around. 7 p.m. game. That is a league matchup, as is this. I formation. Gorman, tight end, near side. Powers, tuck in the backfield. Handoff deep, tuck. Straight off tackle. He's going to jump his way to the outside and taken down hard by the quarterback, Gray, after a 3-yard gain. Gray all the way up from safety to make the tackle. You got Muse on one side. You got Gray on the other. They got weapons. And now we have an Olympic tuck coming his way off the field. These guys worked hard tonight. And this is not by any means a finesse club. They hit you. Point of impact was definitely in favor of the Saints as far as the line of scrimmage. Quicker out of their stance. Marley on the far side. Hake near side. Powers at the wing. Tuck deep. Mason deep. Slide motion. Option play. Going to pitch it out. Mason's got it. Cuts up. And they're going to gain about 3. Gang tackle. We'll see the spot now because he got run back about 4 on the tackle. So the Bulldogs try the option. And the Saints up to the task. Putting a little bit, even more of a beating on the quarterback. Down 28-0, now you're running an option on him. But it could be a good maneuver. I mean, it could be just toughening up the guys. Maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's what the coach sees. Because there's going to have to be clearly drastic improvement if they want to have state championship aspirations. maybe Coach Dunbar sees that and he's keeping his guys in to finish what they started. Mason up the middle, no room at all. 3rd and about 7 to go. So this could, now that I've thought about it, could be all tactical by Coach Dunbar. They started this mess, let them finish it. Show them how much improvement needs to be made. Tuck back out on the field. Gorman out on the field. And Williams comes in with the call. Third down and 8 for the Bulldogs. Clock has been running this entire time. We're down already to 7 minutes here in the ball game. And the snap, Williams, quick throw off the hands of number 9, almost intercepted on the tip drill, did hit the ground. Gorman couldn't reel it in. Williams has had a couple throws go through his receiver's hands. And the Bulldogs will exit the field and punt, it looks like. No, now they're re-entering, excuse me. They're going to go. I was wondering why they would punt now. So Williams is going to set up for 4th and about 8 yards to go for the Bulldogs. This is just pride here, folks. Yeah, this is all a lesson. I can now almost agree with Coach Dunbar and what he is doing, because there's a lot of ground that needs to be gained if they want to win anything. So he's showing them just how much there is to be. Rolled out nearby. Throws. Hits his man. Take it down out of bounds. First down for the Bulldogs. Number 9 doesn't go through his hands that time. Gorman for the first down. And the Bulldogs passing game has shown potential tonight. Potential. Potential is a dangerous word. Crowd's alive. They want to see them get on the board here. And the Dogs take the line. Play action, roll out, roll to the far side. Williams rolling, forced to throw by Muse. Beautiful throw, and it is. And he is going to score. I believe if he stayed in bounds. Touchdown, Westerly. Yes. No quit in Williams. Fighting through a tough game physically. He put that ball on the mark with Muse in his face. Shows no fear. And that's why Coach Dunbar left them all in. So he taught me a little lesson in football tonight. I'm critiquing him, and that's why they're in. They're in to learn how to play through these situations, not get themselves into it and then go to the sideline, play through them. And that's a great job of coaching on his part. Great job of throwing on the part of Williams. And on the other end, Gorman completes it for the score. Greg Gorman, that is. So the Bulldogs show some pride and get on the board. 28-7 as St. Ray's will kick off. 5:40 left to go in this one, folks.
Making the score, St. Ray's 28, Bulldogs on the board with 7.
We're going to head off to a quick commercial here, folks. Welcome back, folks. I am the voice, Greg Morano. Alongside producer-owner Shane Belanger, we have Lisa filming upstairs. We are Westerly.live, bringing you all Westerly sports all the time. Right here, we're at Salvador Jerry Field. Numbers aren't working out for the Bulldogs thus far. Powerhouse St. Ray's, number 1 seed in Division 2B, has come to town and already put a stamp on this one pretty much as they lead 28-7. Onside kick bouncing around. St. Ray's covers it. They will take over. Their running game has pounded it out. They have methodically gone up and down the field for 4 scorers. St. Ray's has a couple dangerous weapons, but opening up the game, I do believe in their first 10 plays, the ball touched 6 different people's hands. So they have weapons, and they opened it up, letting the Bulldogs know it wasn't going to be a one-man show by Muse, who early, for the majority of the first half, wasn't being sent very often. Second half, different story. He took over completely and did the Bulldogs' only real chance to put points on the board prior to right now when they did. And they just came to town in a whirlwind. Outplayed the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs now know how far they got to get if they want to find themselves competitive in the playoffs here in Division 2. Bulldogs hit the road next week, and we hit the road with them, Rogers High School. Gray at quarterback with Ross to his left. The Barrows motion, handoff, off tackle, far side. And he's going to be riding the defense, and he's going to gain about 3 or 4 on the play.
This stop by number 9, Ben Gorman, is a 4-yard pickup at about midfield.
And the offensive style they run, the no-huddle style, I'm a fan of, because if they were ever forced to hurry up, it's not a big adjustment from what they do. They switch formations out of it. They communicate completely from the line of scrimmage. That's what football is turning into today. And they actually missed one play where Wesley didn't account for their wide out on the far side. But that's the kind of thing this allows. Handoff to Muse, more than likely, yes. Pounds it up to shoot. Bulldogs up to the task. Nothing there. Takes it right back to the line of scrimmage and lets the clock tick away. And we have a player down on the field. This time of game, you hope most things are just cramps. And up he is. That was Muse. Everybody in the St. Ray's vicinity holding a collective breath until he got up and off the field for sure. And the Bulldogs now take the line of scrimmage. I will say that both teams have played classy football tonight. There's been nothing dirty about this game. And there's really been nothing competitive about it either. The statement has been received from Pawtucket. And the Bulldogs got to grow a little bit. And Gray calling out signals. And he's going to put it up to Ross all the way up to shoot. And he's going to foot his way forward. And that's going to be good for a first down. And that'll move the chains and keep the clock moving once the chains are set. So we're under 4 minutes, folks. Unfortunately, this one didn't work out our way. Not completely surprising, though. I don't think a lot of the coaches are shocked either. Anybody who did any research into this team knew that they had a buzzsaw coming in and they were going to have to play a special game to compete. In black and white, we didn't play a special game. And we didn't compete. That's Ross still up to shoot, and he's only going to gain about 2 yards on the play. Maybe a yard. Just the pace that St. Ray's came into an opposing field with a big crowd and controlled the pace of play to a T. Walked to the line of scrimmage in a controlled manner, called all their plays in a controlled fashion, called them quicker if they needed to, no panic, no anxiety, called them slower if they want to run the clock, no panic, no problem, just very businesslike. And they did their job. And that's going to be DeBarros, far side, and turns the corner, hits the Bulldog outside linebacker, and that's going to be a gain of about 5.
Number 34, Napoleon DeBarros, brought down by number 31, Jimmy Powers.
So I don't know exactly how many rushing yards St. Ray's has today. I know that they had 129.5 rushing yards versus North Kingstown. I have to think that that is in jeopardy of being surpassed today versus Westerly. And fighting their way forward, down short of the first down. Bulldogs might have it.
Number 14, Chase Dombrowski.
4th down for the Saints. Under 2 minutes to go. So on the season going into tonight, 45 carries for St. Ray's, 259 yards total. I believe that counts the classical round robin, and impressive ground game they have for sure. Letting the clock count, as are the Bulldogs. Clearly, the stands wish for better results, but it's better off this happened early in the season, giving you weeks and weeks to improve and fix things, than late in the season, being hit by such a whirlwind and then having no time to figure out what you just got hit by. That's going to be a 1st down for the Saints, and they're going to more than likely hit the victory formation. I've seen nothing unclassy about this squad, so I would expect a classy move and the victory knee. Bulldogs, a lot to work on, clearly. And they're still in an actual formation because the Bulldogs do have timeouts. And they do take the knee, and that'll do it, folks. Final score of this is going to be St. Ray's Saints 28, Westerly Bulldogs 7, folks. First league matchup for both teams. And there you go. That's going to let you know right about where you stand in your league. Across the field, St. Ray's at the moment is the class of the league. They came, they did their job, and they will leave. They took this field as though it was their own, scoring on the very first drive of the game, having complete control of the game and the clock throughout the entirety of the game. I got to say, not a lot of bright spots I can point out right off the rip for the Bulldogs. I do believe that if they had pressed any more, St. Ray's would have pulled more out of their hat. I don't think that St. Ray's got very deep into their playbook at all tonight. I really don't. I don't think they needed to. And I think they stayed with what was working. Muse was held pretty quiet for a quarter and a half, and then he started to take over a little bit. The weapons were just far too many. But it's early in the year. Hopefully, if you're a Bulldog fan, you will see these same two teams on the field again. I know that's hard to say without being difficult to swallow, but if it happens, it will mean your Bulldogs have made the playoffs. So that being said, we are Westerly Live, brought to you by Nomad Web Solutions, from the mind of Shane Belanger. Cutting edge website design and development. Live streams, weddings, memorials, fundraisers, board meetings. Go to nomadweb.solutions. And Mark Wright Realtor, Coldwell Banker, Coastal Homes. Your satisfaction is Mark's first concern. Consider Mark for all your housing needs. Buying, selling, market analysis. We will be back, Westerly Live, that is, folks, Tuesday night, Lady Bulldog Varsity Volleyball action, followed by Thursday night, Lady Bulldogs Varsity Soccer action right here at Salvador Jerry Field, and we will be hitting the road with Bulldog football next weekend, all the way up to Newport. Rogers will be their foe, and they have a lot of room to grow, that is for sure. A lot of things to work on this week, folks. that'll do it for us. We are Westerly Live, and we will see you on Tuesday.